simple man, simple planner. Got a pan, got a plan, got a shirt with a ketchup stain. Little list on the back of my hand. Salt, pepper, sunshine, and flame. Just a spoon, just a smile. Couple onions, then a cha-cha slide. If it smells good, hang a while. Pull up a chair by my side. I'm a simple man with a simple plan. Make it easy, make it taste like home. A little bit of this, little bit of that. Stir the love till the flavors grow. Take a seat, grab a fork, sing along with me. I'm a simple man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Simple Man's Kitchen, where we make real food real easy. Tonight we've got a fun one for you. My newsfeed just keeps filling with this same recipe over and over again, and while I cook a lot of things and my wife says, hey, you know, we should probably film you cooking these things, this is a new one for me, so it's gonna be fun for us to do it together. So get your ingredients together and we're gonna get going on Cowboy Spaghetti. All right, let's go. Starting with 4 pieces of bacon right in the pan. As you can see, we're all diced up and ready to go. So first part of this is really simple. We're just taking these pieces of bacon. Now, I don't know if you heard me say this in our last video or not, but I like to take just dried minced garlic, just a little bit in with the bacon while it's cooking. I don't know why. The aroma, the smell, the flavor, everything's really good. You don't have to do that. It's my own personal touch. So we're gonna go ahead and brown this, this bacon up, and then we'll be back in just a moment. All right, so our bacon is cooked down. I don't know about you guys, but for myself personally, I like to have a little bit of chew in my bacon. So what we're gonna do now is simply, we're just gonna take it out of the pan and we're gonna set it aside for now and bring it back to our recipe later. But we definitely want to keep the renderings because we're gonna use that in the next couple of steps. So we're just gonna take the bacon out, let it kind of dry a little bit, if you will, let it, some of that oil drain down. I'm using the spoon with that's slotted. I don't know if you can see that. The reason I'm doing that is, again, I want to leave as much of the renderings as I can in the pan. And we're going to then add our very next step. We'll set this aside. All right, so we're going to add to our oil, we're going to add 1 full diced onion. Are you ready? Just like that, okay? So let's take this, we're gonna cook it down till it's got that translucent. Actually, I think what I wanna do on this one is leave it to where it'll have just a little bit of that brown color. While we're doing that, we're also going to add in some fragrance, if you will, and some flavor. Last week I explained our use of garlic and how I really don't like to use a garlic press if I don't have to. I definitely don't want to cut and smash, so I use jarlic. And this, we're going to use 2 little scoops. You see that right there, okay? We're going to do that. We're going to add salt to taste. Now, we've got a lot of beef getting ready to go in here, so don't think you're going to over salt it too early. There's really not going to be a way to do that yet unless you're just way heavy-handed. And then, of course, some pepper. And we'll just mix this down and cook it until it's ready for the next step. All right, so as you can see here on the overhead, the onions are good and done. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add our ground beef. Now, I've got 2 full pounds of very lean ground beef. This is 85-15 is what we chose for this. And the reason we went that lean is because I did, you know, with the bacon fat, you know, I didn't want to have too much of that fat going on, although we're going to need some extra juices, but we're going to pick those up later. So all we're going to do now is just ground our beef. You all have seen me do this before. I'm sure you've seen it. A bunch of people do this before. I'm just breaking it up here, and then I'm going to use my magic weapon. This thing right here, right there, this thing does everything you need to do as far as getting this ground beef all cut up. So we will get that all broke down and ready for our next step, and then we'll be back in just a few moments. All right, so as you can see, our beef is finally chopped because I spent the last several minutes with my meat masher fighting with it, and I think I've duly won. I've beat it into submission. So now we do the next step, which is really where we get into the crust of the recipe. So at this point, I'm going to put in 1 cup of beef broth. Okay. I'm going to add some Worcestershire Worcester sauce, just a good healthy dab, if you will. I'm going to add in a good healthy dab of Tabasco sauce. I mean, we need a little bit of bite, don't we? Okay. We're going to bring in about half of the bacon that we'd already cooked. So I'm going to bring that in. I cannot tell you how good this smells, everybody. It's so good. All right, now we're going to add our pasta in. I know what you're thinking, right? You got to boil pasta. We're not going to do that. We're going to allow the recipe to cook our pasta in the meat. So we're just going to take it, right? And then we're going to fan it out. We want to be sure that it has plenty of room to breathe in there, right? It's in the hot tub with the rest of the foods, just getting along and learning to share. And you know, because you know what we were told by our parents, it's a good thing to learn to share, right? So it's going to be sharing. Next, we go in with rotel. Now, several different recipes on the internet may tell you to use rotel and diced tomatoes or what have you. I like the fire roasted rotel. So instead of doing that plus diced tomatoes, I'm just doubling up on my rotel. So we're getting 2 cans, 2 standard cans of rotel right here on the top. Okay. Then I'm gonna, smells so good. I'm gonna spread that out a little bit. And then I'm taking a tomato sauce. Now, you can use a marinara of your choice. You can create your own. You can buy some. You can use whatever you want, but I'm only using enough of the jar. I used about half the jar, and it's just enough to cover the top real good. Again, I'm gonna spread it out. I'm not mixing anything at this point, right? I'm just spreading it out to get coverage. And then we're gonna cover it. This is where you have to kind of trust the process, right? We're gonna cover it for about 20 minutes. Let it just sit and do its thing. Let all those juices and flavors combine. Let that hot tub just boil up. Let everyone relax and get to know each other well. And we'll be back in 20 minutes to finish this one off. Okay, so we've got our 20 minutes in the bag. Hey, listen, when you're cooking pasta on the stove, generally 10 minutes of boil time. So it started to boil pretty heavily at about the 10-minute mark when I had it covered, and we were going for 20. So what I did is I pulled it down to medium heat once I got to that 10-minute mark. Just keep it on it. You might have to do the same. So let's take a look and see what we got going on here. Because remember, we didn't boil our pasta. It needs to be soft. So let's take. Oh, that smell. Oh, that smell. So we're gonna take it and turn it way down, like way down, like off. Look at that. Do you see that? Do you see that? Oh my gosh, that pasta looks so good. Nice. I've never cooked pasta like that before without boiling it first. I may never boil pasta again. I don't know. How about you guys? What do you think? Anyway, oh, this looks so good. It smells wonderful. But you know, before we serve it, I'm gonna grab a spoon, help mix this just a little bit better. Before we plate it, we wanna add our garnish And of course, you know, as we say around here, would you like more cheese?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Absolutely. So we're going to top it with cheese. We're going to put the rest of our bacon on the top, maybe some green Angers. How about some cheese, babe? All right. So this is 2 cups. We're going to just grab a handful out of this. I'm going to put it on basically as I see fit. You know, I'm looking at it, watching it, going, well, maybe a little more, maybe a little less kind of thing. I don't think we need the full 2. We don't need the full 2 cups. We don't need this much cheese for any reason, but that's not to say that we don't want this much cheese, so why not? Let's just do it, right? Who's holding our hand? Nobody. We're doing this ourselves because this is the way we like to do things. We're gonna just crumble the rest of our bacon back on the top, right? So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to plate it up. Let's see how this turned out. I'm gonna tell you right now, it smells fantastic. How does that look? Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so this was called Cowboy Spaghetti. We got bacon, we got chives, we got cheese. You plate it up. Look at that. You can see all the wonderful colors from the tomatoes. You got the onions, the pasta cooked. Look how good the pasta cooked. I'm telling you, I may never, ever boil pasta again. Just cook it right in the sauce. I know there's a bunch of Italians out there right now probably cussing at me if they saw that. So let's take a bite and see where we're at. Winner, winner, chicken pasta dinner. Yeah, this is a good one. I'm gonna tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say, you're probably gonna wanna eat it like you mean it, because that's what I'm getting ready to do. This is excellent. We've got, I forgot something. I need one more thing from my assistant. Before I sit down and cook, and eat this one, I need to get my cowboy hat on so I can enjoy my cowboy pasta, cowboy spaghetti. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next time here on Simple Man's Kitchen. Good night, everybody.
Simple man.